Hey man, do you ever find yourself feeling like everyone is looking at you when you mess up? Or that nobody understands what you're going through? Or that you can't even answer the simplest of questions? Although it might seem like these aren't connected at all, they are. Then you're probably suffering from adolescent egocentrism. Whoa there, don't click off the video. I swear I'm not saying you have a big ego. In fact, adolescent egocentrism is a normal part of development for teenagers, and you're not the only one. Adolescent egocentrism is when people between the ages of 10 and 19 find themselves so focused on themselves that they believe that the entire world must also be focused on them. This can result in three main problems, but we'll get to the rest of those later. First, we have to cover an ability we gain in adolescence, metacognition. This is when we become more aware of the complexities of our thinking processes. This awareness can often spiral into an overfixation on oneself, which can lead to the first big aspect of adolescent egocentrism we will discuss, the imaginary audience. It's an aspect of adolescent egocentrism where teenagers believe they are the focus of everyone else's attention, to the point where this fictitious group of observers know as much about one's behavior as oneself does. Overcoming the imaginary audience is probably the most simple of the three. Figure out some ways to talk to the people around you and ask if they remember specific details of things you're worried about. You might be surprised that they don't remember you walking around all day looking like you peed your pants because Josiah from gym class turned on the water fountain while you walked by and it got all over your pants. So this guy in the 20th century named Jean Piaget came up with a system of developmental stages based on marked differences in thinking. One of these stages is the formal operational stage, marked by the ability to engage in what's called formal operational thought, where adolescents are able to think much more abstractly. This higher level of abstract thinking, combined with metacognition self-awareness, can lead to belief in one's own experiences being unique, unprecedented, and not shared by others. This is the second aspect of adolescent egocentrism we will be talking about, the personal fable. The personal fable is normally fine, but it becomes dangerous when adolescents take it too far and it develops into what's called the invincibility fable, which is where teens think that they are, well, invincible, and nothing they do can really harm them. This leads to recklessness because they believe that consequences can only really happen to other people. They can jump fences to get into construction zones because there's no way that barely built building will collapse when they walk around in it. They won't get into car accidents because they know their car and can control it super well even if they speed. And they'll feel no need to pack an extra pair of pants in their locker just in case they need to change because Josiah from gym class would never turn on the water fountain while they walked by and get it on their pants and make it look like they peed their pants. This one is a little more difficult to overcome, but with work, it's definitely possible. Talking to other people who have been in or are in similar circumstances to you can help you feel understood and know that you're not alone. When it comes to the invincibility fable, understanding that just like you're not alone in your everyday life experiences, you're also not alone in having to face the consequences. Whenever you're thinking about ignoring the risks, take a step back and think about whether the consequences are worth it. It's all about self-awareness, and don't worry, you'll get better with practice. Now let's move on to a less serious, but even more frustrating aspect of adolescent egocentrism, referred to as pseudo-stupidity. Have you ever been asked a simple question and you get so lost trying to figure out how to answer the question that you miss the obvious answer and overcomplicate your answer due to seeing too many possibilities? That is pseudo-stupidity. The good news is you're not dumb. It's just a result of learning your new metacognitive abilities. You're using metacognition to assess how well you've answered a question, but may not know exactly how much thought you actually need to put into answering that question. Overcoming pseudo-stupidity takes a little bit of practice, slowing down, and asking yourself what the question is really asking. Remember, it's not that you actually don't know the answer, you're just getting used to the huge strides in cognitive ability that your brain is taking. The most important thing to remember with adolescent egocentrism is that you're not alone, and it's very normal. You will get used to your new brain, and you can do something about it now.